Barak.
Eid Mubarak, Ashley, and Eid Mubarak to all our Muslim brothers and sisters as well. I'm feeling so good because it's Friday. Of course, the mood, the vibe is right, and we have so many trending stories today. It's going to be a lit show. We're going to have so much fun, Ashley. I cannot wait. So we're going to start off, obviously, with the budget. And by the way, I feel the pinch when it comes to the cosmetics because, you know, Ashley, how we are as ladies. So now we're going to take a look at the budget story that's been going on. We know that the CS yesterday released the budget, and there's been a lot of anticipation and, you know, angst. People waiting to see, like, what's going to happen. Is this budget really going to come through for Kenyans? Or what are we really going to see from this? And then, obviously, number one story is the World Cup continues. It kicked off yesterday, and I'm so excited. I'm not a football fan, but I've been getting, you know, really deep into this manenos when it comes to football, and I'm very excited to see where we're going with this. Of course, we know who played yesterday. Yeah, so now we're going to have our Virginia couple saves lives. This is a very, very intriguing story. I don't know how Kenyans are going to respond to it, but Americans are responding to it in not a very good way. So let's kick off with the World Cup continues. We all know the World Cup has been the talk of, you know, the town since yesterday. It kicked off yesterday in Moscow. We know that Russia is the host of the 2018 World Cup. We have 32 countries, 736 players, and yesterday we had Russia versus Saudi Arabia, and oh my goodness, in a devastating loss, Ashley. My goodness, how can we start off the World Cup like that? 5-0.
First of all, who is your team? Which team are you supporting?
Ashley, like, I'm on the fence. I don't really have a team. I just go with whoever wins. I know that's really shallow, but at the end of the day, the team which wins is going to be my team at the end. And today we're having a game against Spain and Portugal. That's going to be a huge, huge game. And the main reason that this is going to be a huge game is because it's going to be Andres Iniesta's last World Cup. He's the best ever Spanish player in, you know, football history when it comes to Spain. So it's going to be really exciting to see that match again, of course, against, you know, Portugal and Spain. Whew, that's going to be hot. And as you can see right now on your screen, we have the Iranian players. My goodness. Is this the World Cup or is this Mr. Universe? Ashley, look at them. The reaction on social media has been absolutely insane because, you know, they are quite, you know, fine young gentlemen, actually. Ooh, my goodness. I'm just like, okay, I'm going to be watching that game only for that reason because of the looks that they have. And right now, we're going to go into something a bit different, the fashion. I know. Fashion and football, how does it go together? But Nigerians are bringing their A game. They're not playing, Ashley. I am telling you, their jerseys, their kits sold out. 30 million pre-orders, even before the jersey was released. And it's a dope kit. We're calling it, they've already won, by the way. In my books, they've won. So let's take a look at the clip.
As you can see, guys, this is the home kit for the World Cup. It's got a green pattern to it in a chevron shape, which you can see going all the way around. If you could turn for us, it will be there. And then along the, if you turn it around one more time, along the shoulders and arms, guys, you can see it's got a black and white zigzag design to it. Obviously, this shirt has been inspired from the 1994 World Cup shirt that Nigeria sported. And honestly, this has probably got to be one of the best World Cup shirts. Dark green, it's a darker shade of green. As you know, the Nigerian flag is green, white, green. So that's why there's a lot of green involved on their shirt. And then you've got almost a lighter shade of green or lime green for the Nike swoosh and the Nigerian Federation badge there on the left-hand side. Taking a look at the shirt, this is probably the best training shirt there is this World Cup. Absolutely amazing, loads of stuff going along it. You've got a green, white, green graphic along the shirt. You've then got Niger, which is a abbreviation, as you probably guessed, for Nigeria. You've got the Nike swoosh there in black, and then once again the Nigerian Federation badge on the left-hand side. You've got Super Eagles going along the length of the shoulder on either side, which is obviously Nigeria's nickname, a bit like, you know, for England, you've got 3 lions.
Yes, Ashley, oh my goodness. How do you feel about this kit? Because it is slaying.
it's not all that. But that's a story for another day.
Okay, okay, shade. I sense shade. So let's take it over to our next story. We're going to go stateside, where something amazing is happening in Virginia. And I don't know, I'm feeling a bit conflicted about this story because it's a good thing, but then also the necessity that has caused this situation is quite tragic. So there's a couple in Virginia, United States. They came up with this amazing concept. It's called a no-reaching pouch. So basically what this entails, the pouch contains all your identification materials, all your documents, so that when police officers come to ask you for your identification, you don't have to reach. Now, the clever thing about this is that it's called no reaching, so you don't have to reach. The people who came up with this actually did a lot of research, and they found that police officers become very paranoid when they see someone who they stopped in traffic reaching for something, because they think they're reaching for a weapon. And that's exactly what happened in the case in 2016 with Philando Castle. He was pulled over by a police officer and he ended up being shot dead. And it's quite tragic that that Black Americans have to go through this. So let's take a look at how this couple is managing to do this.
Virginia couple wants to help save lives, and they're doing it through a simple creation. It's called Not Reaching. It's simply an identification pouch for your vehicle that holds your driver's license, registration, and insurance card, all of the documents police officers ask for during traffic stops. Jackie and Wayne Carter came up with the idea after seeing national news coverage of traffic stops that turned deadly, like those of Sandra Bland and Philando Castile. The Carters say they simply want everyone to ride away safely when stopped by police.
We're in such a tumultuous time right now that we have to be ready and vigilant on everything that we do, including traffic stops. So I thought that having the Not Reaching pouch would at least take away one of the reasons why this was happening during motor vehicle stops.
The Coatesville Police Department in Pennsylvania actually keeps these pouches inside of their vehicles to give out to motorists during traffic stops.
Wow, it is absolutely tragic that it has had to come to that situation where African Americans in the USA feel like they need to protect themselves from police officers and police killings. It is quite tragic, Ashley. I mean,
I, for one, I'm glad that you don't have to reach.
Yes.
And it's saving life, not only, I think it should come to Kenya.
It's true. It's very true. But in Kenya, we don't really have much of that, you know, the racial divide where, you know, the color of your skin is what is going to determine whether you get shot today or not.
But then the other thing with Kenya is you can be putting it just on your dashboard and then someone can come and steal it.
Exactly.
So that's just another issue with Kenya.
Problems. And speaking of Kenya, of course, yesterday was a very, very big day for us. The budget 2018-2019, PS Rotich was under Henry Rotich was under a lot of pressure. All eyes were on him as we were waiting to see what is the future for our country. And as we know, we've had a lot of extensive coverage on the budget on the station. 3.07 trillion, not even million, not even billion, trillion Kenya shillings. It is an absolutely insane number, bigger than Uganda and Tanzania combined. So it's insane. So let's take a look at some of the reactions from Kenyans. Our first tweet is from Benji Ndolo. Kenya's budget is bigger than the combined budgets of Tanzania, Uganda, and Rwanda, but many Kenyans are still jobless and going to bed hungry. Very big puzzle because the devil is a liar. Shame, #BudgetKE. 2018. On to our next tweet, Alfred K says, Robin Hood robbed the rich to give to the poor. He didn't rob the poor to give to the rich, nor rob the rich to pocket the cash. #BudgetKE 2018. We're all familiar with the legend of Robin Hood. Yes, so we're moving on to our next tweet. And we're seeing a lot of displeasure on social media from Kenyans. Kenyans are not happy. Rehabilitation of Nairobi River has been allocated 800 million Kenya shillings. I'm waiting to drink water directly from that river. Yes, Ashley.
Only Kenyans.
Only Kenyans. We have a lot of expectations. And I think we deserve it. I mean, this is our country and things need to be right for us.
Do you know what 3.07 trillion shillings can do? It is a lot. It can build 10 SGRs from Mombasa to Nairobi. That is huge, but thank you very much, Thandiwe, for coming and just telling us what is trending online and, of course, across the countries and continent. We want to take a short break here on Youth Center, but don't flip that channel. We still have much more in store for you.